Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
Good morning, everybody. Dogface Calderon checking in. Hey, listen. This message is specifically for Detroit. If you're from Detroit and you're wondering why a lot of the blogs and a lot of the YouTube personalities and a lot of the commentators who operate in the YouTube streets, if you're wondering why they seem to be so far behind the curve when it comes to reporting on what's going on, specifically with Detroit artists and other things that are happening across the country, if you're wondering why they're reactionary versus like putting forth good quality commentary and sustenance, it's because a lot of the rappers from the city of Detroit and a lot of the people who move around with them, who are part of the entourages, have threatened to get the YouTube channels and the social media pages of the bloggers and podcasters snatched down. And so that stops the bloggers and podcasters and commentators who operate on YouTube and on social media. That stops or prohibits or prevents them from telling the truth and putting it out there like it is, because they've been threatened by the rappers specifically that if they say certain things, one, they're going to cut them off and not give them access to them, which they're not giving them access to them except by selective process anyway. That's one. Number two, is flat out threatening to take their YouTube channels and Instagram pages. They've taken a page from Al Nuke's playbook. All you got to do is ask any one of these bloggers and podcasters, have they been threatened by Al Nuke and people who Al Nuke know? Have they received phone calls from the Street Lord Wands or somebody representing his camp or from the Al Nukes? That's why the Detroit podcasters are afraid, the Detroit bloggers are afraid or apprehensive to report on shit. That's why they won't call shit out. That's why y'all have to constantly go to other states and other cities to hear somebody speak the plain truth about shit that y'all all know is obviously true. That's why you don't see Detroit bloggers kicking real shit. That's why y'all had to go to academics and Seti Nash and King AK-47, and that's why y'all got to go to Clubhouse. That's why y'all never gonna get no real shit, because the bloggers and podcasters from Detroit have been threatened by Detroit's entertainment elite. That's why. So if you ever want to know why, there it is.
Hey y'all, Dogface speaking on something he know very, very well. Multiple YouTube channels taken, multiple Instagrams taken, just multiple strikes. I've been getting shadow banned. So y'all hear him talking about Detroit platforms not want to speak on Detroit business, far as politics. It's a lot of politics, selective politicking going on in Detroit. For the most part, the podcasts, the bloggers, they do reaction videos. They don't get to the nitty gritty. They don't read no paperwork. They not calling nobody out. They not really bringing the news. So if it's a post or anything going on, they might just post what the post is, and they give no inside scoop on it. Whatever they see, they just post it. They not finna speak on it. They not finna dig deep. They not finna let people know the news. If something sound out of order, they not doing it. Detroit is behind the curve in this podcasting lane. He ain't lying. All right. Now, I know why people be doing this. He spoke on some of the reasons people don't be speaking on niggas like Al Nuke, because he playing weirdo games where they getting your channel snatched. So let's just say you done worked on building your channel, your brand, everything for years. And you say something about somebody you look up and everything gone. everything you work for. Or you watching other people's channels get took. Everything they work for. So that make you sit back and you like, hold on, I'm not finna play that game with them. I done put too much time in this and I make way too much money off this. So as life go on, you didn't bill and pay certain bills, and this where this money cover this over here. So you're not willing to lose this YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you got. You're not willing to lose it behind a couple words. Now, let me tell y'all, it's not that you can't speak on certain things. That's not what it is. It's how you do it. If you're the type of person to have no beef with nobody, but you see the news, it's okay to speak on the news. It's okay to give your opinion. It's okay to tell the truth. Now, if you're going to be like Dawgface, or come like how I come, A9 because I ain't going to lie, but I didn't learn that, okay, these niggas play these certain games, I get it. But I ain't going to stop not speaking on it. I get it. These niggas, they take certain words, pictures, they call it bullying, they do all type of things to get it took. But I didn't already figure my way around that. Y'all want to figure out how to keep y'all channels and say what you want to say. Get in touch with me. I'll let y'all know. It might be a fee though, because I'm going to give y'all the sauce to how you can get your message out. Or whatever you want to say, and they can't take your channel. Now, one thing I did learn is they get to reporting your shit and you would get shadow banned. But just keep on working. Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to speaking on Detroit business, yeah, they playing that game. They getting everything snatched down. Like I say, Dawgface that been through it. He just make another one. He don't change his tone. He don't do none of that. I can tell you right now, he looking like he going in a trajectory how Charleston White was going. Like, it don't matter how many times you delete it or whatever, the people are going to come look for you. So I'm going to tell the Detroit bloggers or whatever, work harder. So even when they come taking your platform or whatever, people don't want to steal. When you make another one, they still coming. You get what I'm saying? Call a spade a spade. It's on what you saying, like how you say it. You can speak on whoever. It's on what you saying and your choice of words. But you could call a spade a spade. You ain't got to be scared of these niggas. You ain't got to be. I'm about to tell you. I told one of my dogs, like, man, I got to speak on what I speak on. You feel me? I got ties who got ties and who got ties. You know what I'm saying? So I had conversations with my dogs and shit. But I tell them I gotta be me. I cannot not speak on this and this shit hot. And I speak on everything. No. But I watch how I do things because I know the ties. But am I not finna speak on it? You watch your rabbit. I got something to say. I got an opinion. So, just letting y'all know. You can say what you want to say. You can get it off your chest. Now, if you don't want your channel to get took, just watch how you say it. But call a spade a spade. They can't take that away from you. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hype this up for me.